That number on your blood pressure monitor right now is not just a reading, it is a countdown. At 180/100, your arteries are operating at the absolute edge of what the human body can physically withstand. And in the next few minutes, I need to tell you something that could be the most important thing you hear today. Because the two things most people instinctively do the moment they see that number. Stay with me. What you are about to learn takes less than 5 minutes to apply. And it could be the difference between walking away from this or not walking at all. My name is Dr. Maxwell Rowan. In my years of clinical practice, I have sat with patients and families after hypertensive emergencies. And the conversation I dread most is the one where I have to explain that what happened did not have to happen. That the outcome could have been different if someone had known what to do in those first critical minutes. Today, I'm going to make sure you never have that conversation. Because 180/100 is what cardiologists call the hypertensive crisis threshold. At this level, your arteries, which are essentially muscular tubes designed to flex and adapt, are being pushed past their engineering limits. The walls are under pressure they were not designed to sustain indefinitely. And what happens if that pressure does not come down fast enough? A blood vessel in your brain can rupture, not gradually, suddenly, without any warning pain beforehand. This is called a hemorrhagic stroke, and it can leave a person paralyzed, unable to speak, or unable to recognize the faces of the people they love, within minutes of that number appearing on the screen. I am not saying this to frighten you. I am saying it because you deserve to know exactly what you are dealing with, and exactly what to do about it. Now, before I give you the protocol, I need to stop you from doing the two things your body is telling you to do right now. When seniors see 180 on that monitor, two instincts take over almost universally. Instinct number 1, lie down in bed and rest until it passes. Instinct number 2, grab your keys and rush to the emergency room immediately. Both of these feel logical. Both of them are dangerous. And in the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly why and what to do instead. What I am about to walk you through is a 5-step physiological protocol. Each step targets a different mechanism that is keeping your pressure dangerously elevated. They work together as a system, and they can be applied right now in your living room. With nothing more than a chair and warm water, let us begin. The very first thing most people do when they feel dizzy or see a frightening number on the monitor is go straight to bed and lie flat. It feels instinctively right. Your body is asking you to rest. But at 180/100, lying flat is one of the most dangerous things you can do. And here is the physics of why. Think of your body's circulatory system like a multi-story building with a water tower on top. When you are upright, gravity is working with you. Blood has to work against gravity to reach your head. That natural resistance keeps the pressure in your brain's blood vessels manageable. The moment you lie completely flat, you remove gravity from the equation entirely. Blood that was being held back by the simple force of physics now flows freely and directly toward your head. The pressure inside the blood vessels of your brain, which are already stressed at 180/100, increases further. You have just made the situation worse by trying to rest. Emergency medical teams understand this. Look at how paramedics transport patients with cardiovascular emergencies. They are never flat on a stretcher. They are always semi-seated. This is not comfort. This is survival physiology. What you must do instead is immediately adopt what is called the Fowler position, or semi-seated position. Here are the exact instructions. Find a chair with a backrest, a sofa, armchair, or kitchen chair. Sit down and keep your back straight or very slightly reclined, between 45 and 90 degrees, never horizontal. Place both feet flat on the floor. Do not cross your legs. This is critical. Uncrossed feet on the floor allow blood to pool naturally in the large veins of your legs due to gravity, acting as a pressure reservoir that draws blood volume away from your head and heart. If possible, support your head so your neck muscles are completely relaxed, because neck tension compresses the very vessels carrying blood to and from your brain. Just by sitting correctly, your systolic pressure can begin to fall within minutes purely from the mechanical effect of gravity. Those few points of reduction from posture alone can be the difference between an artery holding or giving way. Stay in this position. Do not get up. Do not rush anywhere. Gravity is now working as your first line of defense. You are now seated correctly, but there is a second enemy keeping your pressure dangerously elevated, and it is happening inside you right now without you realizing it. Panic. The moment you saw that number, 180, your brain activated what neuroscientists call the threat response. Without any conscious decision on your part, your breathing changed. It became faster, shallower, through your mouth instead of your nose. This feels like the natural response to fear, but physiologically it is catastrophic at this moment. Here is what mouth breathing does to your blood pressure in a crisis. Rapid, shallow breathing removes carbon dioxide from your blood too quickly. And carbon dioxide, despite its reputation as a waste gas, actually plays a critical role in keeping your blood vessels relaxed and open. When CO2 drops too fast, your blood vessels constrict. They narrow. The same arteries you need to relax are tightening further. At the same time, your brain is reading the shallow, rapid breathing as a signal that danger is real and immediate. So it releases more adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart beats harder. Your arteries stiffen further. Your pressure climbs higher. You are caught in a biochemical loop that feeds itself. But here is how you break it. Using something your body produces naturally. Your nasal sinuses produce a molecule called nitric oxide. It is one of the most powerful natural vasodilators known to science, meaning it signals blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing blood to flow more freely with less resistance and therefore less pressure. When you breathe through your mouth, you bypass the sinuses entirely and lose this benefit completely. When you breathe through your nose, you deliver nitric oxide directly into your lungs and from there into your bloodstream, where it begins relaxing your arteries within seconds. Now apply what is called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Close your mouth. Rest your tongue gently against the roof of your mouth just behind your upper front teeth. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose for exactly 4 seconds. Feel your abdomen expand, not your chest. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. This allows full gas exchange and nitric oxide absorption. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds, as if you are gently blowing out a single candle across the room. That long 8-second exhale is the key. It directly activates the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body and the master brake of your entire nervous system. When the vagus nerve fires, your heart rate slows, your arteries receive a chemical signal to relax, and your body begins shifting from crisis mode to recovery mode. Do this cycle a minimum of 4 times without stopping. You are not just relaxing. You are using your own biochemistry as medicine, forcing a measurable physiological change in your cardiovascular system with nothing but air. You are now seated and breathing correctly. Your nervous system is beginning to shift. But we need to go further. We need to physically redirect blood away from your overloaded brain and heart using one of the most elegant principles in human physiology. And you can do it with nothing more than hot water and a basin. Think of your circulatory system right now as a city with a severe traffic crisis in the center. Too many vehicles, too much blood volume, concentrated in the most critical areas, your heart, your brain. The solution is not to remove vehicles from the city. The solution is to open new roads on the outskirts so traffic naturally redistributes. This is exactly what warm water does to your circulation. Heat causes immediate vasodilation. Blood vessels expand and open wide. When you apply heat to your feet, which contain thousands of capillaries and superficial veins, those vessels dilate rapidly. Blood, which always follows the path of least resistance, begins flowing toward the warmth, downward, away from your head. You are essentially creating a biological pressure valve in your lower extremities. Here are the precise instructions. Find a basin, bucket, or large bowl, without moving more than necessary. Fill it with hot water, not lukewarm, genuinely hot, between 40 and 42 degrees Celsius, as warm as you can comfortably tolerate without burning. Submerge both feet completely. If someone is with you, ask them to place warm, damp cloths on your hands and wrists as well. This amplifies the peripheral vasodilation effect. Within 5 to 10 minutes, many patients report the throbbing pain at the back of the head begins to ease, and the mental fog starts to lift. This is not a placebo response. It is measurable hemodynamic redistribution. Blood is no longer concentrating its full force against the walls of your brain's blood vessels. One critical safety warning, and I need you to hear this carefully. If you have diabetes or any reduced sensation in your feet, what doctors call peripheral neuropathy, you may not be able to accurately feel if the water is too hot. In that case, use a thermometer to check the water temperature first, or ask someone else to test it with their elbow, the way parents test bath water for infants. We do not want to solve a blood pressure crisis and create a burn injury at the same time. Keep your feet submerged for 10 to 15 minutes. If the water cools, add more hot water. The sustained heat is what drives the continued vasodilation. You have now applied three powerful physiological forces: gravity through posture, biochemistry through breathing, and thermal physics through warm water. Your body has the conditions it needs to begin recovering. There is one more physical barrier that is quietly keeping your pressure elevated, and almost no one addresses it in a hypertensive crisis: your neck. The moment you saw that frightening number on the monitor, your body entered a state of alert. Involuntarily, without any conscious decision, the large muscles of your neck contracted. The sternocleidomastoid along the sides and the trapezius across the top tightened like cables under load. Now think about what passes through your neck: your carotid arteries, carrying oxygenated blood upward to your brain, and your jugular veins, carrying used blood downward back to your heart. Both of these critical vessels travel through the same narrow corridor of muscle and tissue. When those muscles contract under stress, they physically compress these vessels. The carotid arteries push blood upward under increasing pressure. But the jugular veins, which carry blood away from the brain, are being squeezed shut. Blood is arriving at your brain but struggling to leave. The result is a pressure buildup inside the skull, like a pipe with the inlet open and the outlet blocked. This amplifies headache, increases vascular risk, and works directly against everything else you are doing. We need to open that pathway manually. Here is the precise technique, and please follow the safety instruction I am about to give you first. Important warning: never press on the front of your neck where you can feel your pulse. That area contains baroreceptors, pressure-sensitive nerve endings, and aggressive pressure there can cause sudden fainting or potentially dislodge arterial plaque. Everything we do is on the side of the neck only, never the front. Here is the technique. Place your index and middle fingers just behind your earlobe. You will feel a small, soft hollow between the base of your jaw and your skull. Beginning from this point, apply gentle but firm pressure and stroke slowly downward in a straight line along the side of your neck until you reach your collarbone. The direction must always be downward, top to bottom. We are encouraging blood to drain away from the brain, never pushing upward. The pressure should be light. Imagine gently stroking the fur of a cat. This is not about force. It is about sending a relaxation signal through the skin and superficial tissue to the vagus nerve running beneath. Repeat this stroke 10 times on the right side, then 10 times on the left side. Within 60 seconds, many people describe an immediate sense of relief: pressure easing in the ears, vision becoming slightly clearer, the headache beginning to soften. This is intracranial pressure decreasing in real time as the drainage pathway reopens. You have now addressed 4 of the 5 critical mechanisms. One more remains, and this final step could be the most important of all. Before step 5, if this protocol is giving you information you have never heard before, subscribe to this channel right now. Every week, Dr. Maxwell Rowan publishes content like this: practical physiology that puts the tools to protect your health directly in your hands. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss it. You have done everything right. You are seated, breathing correctly, feet warm, neck relaxed. Your body is working to restore balance. Now I need to protect everything you have just built, because this is the moment most people make a final mistake that undoes all of it, sometimes fatally. There are 3 things people commonly reach for during a hypertensive crisis, believing they are helping. Every single one of them can make the situation dramatically worse. The first, and most instinctive mistake: coffee or any stimulant. When blood pressure is critically high, reduced blood flow to the brain can cause dizziness, mental fog, and fatigue. The instinct is to reach for coffee, strong tea, or an energy drink to feel more alert and functional. This is one of the most dangerous things you can do in this specific moment. Caffeine is a powerful vasoconstrictor. In your normal daily life, this effect is manageable. But right now, you have spent the last 15 minutes using posture, breathing, and warm water to dilate your blood vessels and reduce peripheral resistance. You have been fighting to open those vessels wider. The moment caffeine enters your bloodstream, it triggers immediate arterial constriction. The vessels you work to open narrow again suddenly. Your blood pressure spikes. The 15 minutes of careful physiological work is reversed in under 3 minutes by a single cup of coffee. Avoid all stimulants completely: coffee, black tea, green tea, cola, energy drinks. Every single one contains vasoconstrictive compounds that work directly against you in this moment. The second mistake: eating anything sweet or salty. The dizziness of a hypertensive crisis is sometimes mistaken for low blood sugar, and well-meaning family members or the patients themselves reach for something sweet or something salty to stabilize. Do not do it. If you consume something with significant sugar content, your pancreas releases a rapid insulin response. Insulin triggers an inflammatory cascade at the cellular level that puts additional stress on already compromised blood vessels. If you consume salt, even a small cracker, a piece of cheese, a handful of chips, sodium enters your bloodstream and does something very specific and very harmful. It causes your kidneys to retain fluid. More fluid in your vascular system means more volume pressing against arterial walls. Every milligram of sodium you consume in this moment is directly adding to the pressure you are trying to bring down. Your stomach should stay empty. Your blood should stay free of external chemical interference. The only thing that is safe and beneficial right now is plain water at room temperature, sipped slowly in small amounts. Hydration supports kidney filtration and helps maintain healthy blood viscosity without adding pressure. The third mistake, and this is the one I need you to remember above everything else today: aspirin. This is the most critical piece of information in this entire video, and it is information that contradicts something most seniors have been told repeatedly throughout their lives. Most people have heard, in a cardiac emergency, chew an aspirin, and for a heart attack caused by a blood clot, this advice is correct. But a hypertensive crisis is not a heart attack, and this distinction could save your life. There are two fundamentally different types of stroke. An ischemic stroke occurs when a blood clot blocks an artery, cutting off blood supply to part of the brain. In this scenario, aspirin's blood-thinning properties can help limit the damage. A hemorrhagic stroke occurs when an artery ruptures under extreme pressure and bleeds directly into brain tissue. At 180/100, the pressure your arteries are under right now, the risk of hemorrhagic stroke is significantly elevated. If there is even a small bleed already beginning in your brain, and you take aspirin, you are introducing a powerful anticoagulant into a situation where your blood's ability to clot is the only thing limiting the damage. Aspirin prevents clotting. A small, manageable bleed becomes an uncontrolled hemorrhage. You cannot tell from symptoms alone which type of stroke is occurring or threatening. Neither can I without a brain scan. No one can. Taking aspirin during a hypertensive crisis without confirmed medical imaging is not playing it safe. It is gambling with your life on a 50-50 chance. Do not take aspirin. Do not let anyone give it to you. Wait for medical evaluation. Plain water only, nothing else. Did you know that aspirin could be dangerous in this specific situation? If this genuinely surprised you, write in the comments right now. Thanks for the warning, Dr. Rowan. That single comment tells the algorithm this information needs to reach more people, and it could prevent someone from making that mistake in a real emergency. Let me give you the complete protocol one final time so it is locked in your memory. Step 1. Sit immediately in the semi-seated position, back straight, feet flat on the floor. Use gravity as your first defense. Step 2. Begin 4-7-8 breathing through your nose. Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. Activate your vagus nerve and deliver nitric oxide to your arteries. Step 3. Feet in hot water between 40 and 42 degrees. Redirect blood volume away from your brain through thermal vasodilation. Step 4. Gentle downward neck strokes behind the ear to the collarbone. Open the jugular drainage pathway. Release intracranial pressure. Step 5. Nothing in your mouth except plain water at room temperature. No coffee, no salt, no sugar, no aspirin. You came into this video frightened by a number. You are leaving it with a complete physiological protocol that most people, including many who have lived with high blood pressure for decades, have never been taught. Your body is not fragile. It is extraordinarily intelligent. Given the right conditions, the right position, the right breathing, the right temperature, the right stillness, it knows how to fight for itself. But it needs you to know what to do in those first critical minutes. In the next video, I will show you the daily habits that prevent blood pressure from ever reaching 180 in the first place. The silent morning mistakes that push millions of seniors into crisis without warning. Make sure notifications are on so you do not miss it. I am Dr. Maxwell Rowan. It has been an honor to share this with you today. Act with knowledge. Stay protected. I will see you in the next video.